Before I even start this review tonight, I have to give major props out to my wife because I actually gave her the freedom to pick the film tonight, and she could have chosen Rambo Last Blood or Ad Astra, the new Brad Pitt astronaut movie, and I figured she was gonna go with the Brad Pitt film, of course, but to my surprise, she said, no, I wanna watch Rambo, so God, I love her so much. Mwah. Rambo Last Blood is probably the last entry in the Rambo franchise. I have to say that I did really like every single entry in the film series, starting with the more character-driven First Blood, and then you had Rambo First Blood Part 2, and then Rambo 3, which are kind of like part of the America, fuck yeah, coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah. America, fuck yeah generation, where you just had this really jingoistic America just kicking foreign ass, and it was lots of fun at the same time. And then you had Rambo, which came out I think 10 years ago, which was just great bloodshed and a great return to the hero. But now Rambo, he's old, he's retired, he's on his farm, and he has an adopted family. But when the young girl who he's adopted as his niece goes to Mexico and gets in some trouble, of course you gotta go down there and kick some Mexican ass, and that's where the film goes. Now, what I really loved about this film is that it's just pure fucking carnage, and I love that. When this movie really gets going, oh man, this just, the bloodshed, the creativity in which how Rambo does his kills, I loved it. And that's kind of been the real beauty of this film franchise and this character. Pretty much all through each film, it's just how he just kills all these bad guys in different ways, and it's just bloody, and they've gotten bloodier with each successive film. And this film, man, it takes no fucking prisoners with the carnage, the goriness, and I love that. I will say this, I never seen Rambo so talkative, and it kind of threw me off for a little bit because the character of John Rambo has been very selective of his words, let's say, not very verbose. But in this movie, he does talk a lot, which is kind of surprising. But you know, after a while, just get over it, because they do have to develop this new story with him, this new family that he has, and develop that bond. And they did a pretty good job with that. You could really tell that he was close to this new family that he's adopted as part of his own. So that really, when the shit hits the fan, you really are invested and you're really convinced that he's fucking pissed off and wants to get his shit done. The last action set piece is a little Home Alone-y. Well, it is really Home Alone, but just rated R style. And you know, yeah, you kind of think about it for a little bit. But once the guys start getting killed off, man, you just sit back and enjoy the bloodshed, and that's what I did. And if I had to complain about this movie, I will say that it's just fucking too short, man. This movie was only 90 minutes long, and that's including credits. So this movie, as soon as it got going, it just kind of ended. And I really could have used a lot more of Rambo, a lot more bloodshed, a lot more carnage. I would have loved to have seen more of that. So the way it is now, because it is so short, it has a little bit of a student film feel to it, because it doesn't really feel like a complete film. In fact, it kind of feels like fanfic of Rambo, or what someone who's a great fan of Rambo would have wrote as a possible story for his retirement episode. So yeah, the movie is really condensed. And I guess it's good because it's short and sweet, but I really could have used a lot more action. The story was just fine. There is a story development. There's no lack of development there with the few key characters that there are. But I really could use a lot more action. Like I said, once it gets going, it just goes and it stops and it's done. I'm like, oh man, I want more. But I guess that's a sign of a great film, that it wants you leaving more. But with the age that Stallone is now and where they left the character in the movie, like, I'm not sure if there's gonna be any more Rambos, man. So I kind of wish this last episode, or what could be the last episode, would have had a little bit more to it. But I had a great time with this film. Lots of blood, lots of creativity in the carnage, the violence. I just dug all that shit. It's a throwback to like old school action movies, and I fucking loved it. I dug it. So for me, Rambo Last Blood gets a 9 out of 10. Yo! Thanks so much for watching my review. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, MC on Film, for more reviews in the future.